I recently spent 4 months in Johannesburg, South Africa. I've been there before but wasn't too keen on returning, mainly because of the extreme crime and brutality there. But there are good things too, and right then, going was my best option. It can be a great country to visit for a safari or other organized tour, but when you're there long term in a city, you'll be much less insulated from the local problems. I'm staying in Sandton, the financial district north of Johannesburg. Just before I went, an hotel in the area was in the news. 2 Singapore Airlines crew members were robbed outside the gates over there, and one of them was even shot in the leg.
Cry babies.
The hotels are generally quite safe though. It's when you leave the hotel that you're at risk. The place where I was staying left me this warning letter. Dear guest, we wish to inform you that Sandton has recently been experiencing an increase in criminal activity, especially at night. If you do decide to go outside the hotel, please avoid walking the streets and refrain from wearing excessive jewelry and carrying cash. Not being able to walk freely makes you feel like a prisoner. At least the hotel itself is alright. But getting there was surprisingly difficult. There is a train from the airport to Sandton that is reliable, clean and safe, and the hotel is within walking distance from the station. But it was getting dark outside and my luggage was packed with computers and cameras, so walking didn't seem like a good idea. Most locals would tell you to get an Uber, and it sounds simple enough. At least that's what I thought. But when I stepped out the station and searched for the nearest pickup spot, I realized I was standing in the center of a turf war.
Police are maintaining a strong presence in and around the Gautrain station in Sandton in northern Johannesburg. This after one Uber taxi was torched and several others were stoned.
I was still able to get an Uber by moving away from the station a bit, but it wasn't that easy the next time. A cab from a rival company was parked right on the pickup spot, and you could tell the men inside were up to no good, since they had removed the license plates. When the Uber arrived, he was smart enough to stop on the other side of the road, but when I started moving towards him with all my luggage in tow, the men in the car understood what was going on and promptly scared him away. So I had to call the hotel instead, and they sent a car to get me. When you move from one secured compound to another, you notice there isn't much commercial activity in between. Just endless walls with nervous warning signs and electric fences. Last time I had an apartment in one of these gated communities, so I was living just like a local. And one day after work I found a message on the front door. This notice serves to inform residents of recent hijackings reported in Ballyclare Drive. It appears that culprits are throwing stones at passing vehicles, and when the driver stops, the vehicle is hijacked. That wasn't a once-off incident. In fact, there were more than 8,000 incidents last year only in Gauteng, the province I'm in.
Shoot to kill! Humasa! Pa! Pa!
Sandton is quite safe though, at least by Joburg standards. Most of the carjackings occur elsewhere. Criminals have the most leeway in Hillbrow and surrounding parts of the inner city. They don't keep to hijacking cars there. Whole buildings get taken over. Hundreds of high-rise apartment blocks have been hijacked and the legal landlords forcibly expelled. The best-known case is Ponty City. It's been cleared now, but was once entirely controlled by gangs. Originally built for well-off whites in the apartheid era, it gradually shifted into a vertical slum. The electricity was cut and garbage collection ceased when there was no legal owner left to pay the utility bills. People started throwing the trash out the windows, and the pile eventually grew several stories high. After the building had been cleared and secured again, a group of people started offering tours of the tower and the surrounding neighborhood. That's how I was able to go there, and even walk around with the camera in hand. Of course, it's still not entirely safe, and the organizers disavow any responsibility should you get injured or killed. I happened to be there just when the jacaranda trees blossom, and you could tell Joburg was once a beautiful city. Now there was garbage littered everywhere, broken windows and dilapidated buildings.
Singapore Airlines would now like to invite Crossfire Elite Gold, Star Alliance Gold, and Premium Economy Class to proceed for boarding now on the left lane for ensure convenience.
I did enjoy being in South Africa, despite the security concerns. The people I interacted with were warm and friendly. But it's good to be home. Here I can just walk out the door and not worry. Everyone can leave the house safely.